Hello! Today I want to do a quick walkthrough of how I made this little basket. It is a collapsible basket with a snap on each of those four little corners there so that when you're not using it you can fold it flat and you can make it in pretty much any size you'd like. So let's get started. Alright, so I have my two panels already cut here, and these are cut at 8 inches by 8 inches. And then I've already fused my stabilizer. I'm using Decaville light here on the back of my lining piece. This is going to be on the inside of the little collapsible bowl. And I'm going to stitch these together, and I'm going to follow the edge of the Decaville light because I want that to stay out of the seam allowance. So we're going to start stitching around the edge, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I'm so sorry if the camera got a little too shaky there. I keep forgetting that I can't sew fast when my camera is mounted to my sewing table because it doesn't like the vibration. It would probably be different if the table were mounted to the floor, but I can't do that here. It's a rental. So yeah, it is what it is. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is trim around this edge, leaving this part untrimmed. I'm also going to press this part back before I turn it. That way it's going to make closing it a lot easier, and it's going to have a nice, neat finish. So I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see here that I've trimmed around all the sides and trimmed close to the point on the corners. And then I've ironed back both sides and matched them up nice and even along the edge. So now we're going to turn this, press it, and then we're going to top stitch. And here I'm just running my bone folder along the edges very gently so that I'm not poking through the corners when I get there. So that I've got nice, neat corners. There we go. I'm going to take this over, give it a good press, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to top stitch from this side. This is the side that's going to be visible when we're using it for the most part. I'm going to heat set that thread right there because it wants to fray just a little bit. And make sure that my edges are lined up. And I'm going to go ahead and top stitch at a 1/4 inch seam. Well, yeah, 1/4 inch seam allowance looks pretty good. You know, I'm going to start right here in the middle just because why not? Okay, so the next thing we want to do is mark a line from corner to corner on each side. And I need my longer ruler. Alright, so I'm just going to line my ruler up, corner to corner. And it's probably going to be pretty hard to see this line. It's hard for me to see it. These chalk pencils don't really write that well on fabric, even though that's what they're designed for. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is sew corner to corner an X. All right, at this point you're probably wondering, why are we sewing all of these weird lines everywhere? Well, we've got a few more to sew. So on this section here, I'm actually going to sew a box around the middle. So I have to measure down. I'm going to see how big our square is at this point. Oops. We're at 7 inches. And I kind of want to make this 1.5 inches deep. So that's going to put the center portion at a 4-inch square. So I'm going to measure 1.5 inches from the edge on all 4 sides, and then I'm going to sew a box. And basically what we're doing at this point is we're sewing in our fold lines. All right, so now I'm going to sew that box. A little more this one. Okay, so this is where things get interesting. So we're going to fold up on these lines and kind of give it a finger press. So then we're going to fold it up and bring this together so that we have our little corners kind of sticking out like this. So I'm going to grab my cam snaps and be right back. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is kind of fold these up to where I want them. And what I'm going to do is just kind of match those edges up, and I'm going to put a clip on each corner. So match up the edges like this so they're nice and even, and put a clip right on the corner. And that gives you an idea of the end result of your basket, how it's going to sit. Now you will be able to snap this apart and lay it flat for storage if you ever need to put it away for any reason. So I'm going to get out my tools here for setting the cam snaps. Now you can use any kind of snaps you want. You can use sew-in snaps. You can use, the metal ones that you have to set in. I have those as well. I just figured for this, cam snaps would be easy. And I just have to pick a color. And I think I kind of want to go with this yellow. So let's see if I have something close to that. I guess that's an orange, isn't it? Could go with orange or yellow. I think that color kind of goes pretty well. So I think I'm going to go with that one. 2. So I need 4 sets like this. That's 1 corner. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8. One more set. Okay, so I have all of the cam snaps that I need here, and what I'm going to do is, while this is held together, I'm going to decide where I want my snap. So I think I'm going to put it toward the top just so it kind of holds it together better and it doesn't spread at the top. And I want to make sure that the inside stays square. So I want to go at least 1/4 inch back and 1/4 inch down from my seam. And I think that is a pretty good spot. I don't know if you can see where. So this is the fold and the seam. So I'm going to go 1/4 inch over from there, which is right about there. And I'm going to go through all the layers. I'm using the awl for this instead of a punch because I don't want to tear the fibers. when you tear the fibers, it gives the snaps an easier method to come back out on you. So now that that is open, I'm going to carefully, without moving it around too much so that my holes close up, I'm going to pop this one on this side, bring over my press, fit that in there without it falling apart, maybe not, there we go, and press. And so that one is set. So I have to make sure that I get the opposite side when I do this side. Oh. I moved it around enough that this side wanted to close up on me. And there we go. There's one side with the snap set and attached. Actually, let's leave the clip on there. So again, finding that where that fold would be so that it's at a 90-degree angle with the other. That's going to be right about there. So I need to go to right about here and go through all layers so that we've basically pierced all the way through. And I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of these and we'll go from there. And there we are, fully collapsible little bowl. Anytime you want to store it away, you just pop open the snaps, lay it flat, and stash it wherever you want to keep it. For me, I'll be keeping it on my desk most of the time because I'm going to use it for the salon clips. I have a little bowl, magnetic bowl for my Wonder clips. This one is for these. That way I can keep them right next to me, handy, and anytime I need one, I can just reach over and grab it. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for stopping in and spending a bit of your day with me, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. For easier hello.